I've never really felt the need to escape. I like the challenge. I love challenges. I don't know if I can seamlessly go from the way my life was and what I had to put up with and what I told myself not to push at. I don't know if I can seamlessly just transition from thinking the way I did and seeing everyone the way I did and to now knowing that they don't see shit and that the arguments never will stop to get them to see, and they won't see, and I don't know what to do. It's overwhelming. It's like watching someone do the same thing over and over and over. Actually, it's not like it's watching them do the same thing over and over again, and forgetting what they fucking did because they were so focused on the fear or the whatever. They were so focused on the wrong thing, or at least they were only focused on the one, and without the other half of it, it's a failure. I keep feeling like alone, regardless of the reason or the situation causing it. It's just alone, but each time it's a different kind of alone. And then I'll read something, and I'll watch something, and I'll click, and I'll go on a tangent for learning for a half an hour, and then I'll understand EEGs, and then I'll be able to think about what I could do and how I could test and what I could use to help other people, to help them train their focus, and they can use it like a video game, and they can see their focus getting stronger, and then you can put other things around them to confuse them and see how they continually can hone it. And I get excited and bubbly and just, oh my God, the possibilities. I see the possibilities. I see them all. And then everyone I talk to tries to make it about them. And I don't be an asshole. Tries to makes it about them. Then gets shitty. Then shuts down. Because they realize they didn't understand something. I love it when I don't understand something. I figure that's what makes me want to figure it out. Everyone's so fucked. So what am I going to do? Who am I going to talk to? What am I going to be around? I'll just learn. But if I'm not learning now for a reason, if I can't do anything with it, and what do I need to do? I don't. Why would I need to do anything for me, really? I'm content. I feel confident that I could go anywhere, do anything. I feel a kinship with anyone until they show me they're ignorant, and I feel like a foreign fucking creature on a lost outworld planet. I emailed neuroscientists in University of Minnesota. I couldn't get through to the ones that I wanted to get through to, and then again the email was like rambling, and I don't know what the fuck about it, but I told them my memories are my present. I analyze why I'm analyzing when I'm analyzing. And then, since I understand now that that's not normal, that's another layer of analyzing. It's just, and it doesn't feel like there's a limit, at least not right now, to the layers of dimensions I can put on things and manipulate. I want to be happy. I should be. I keep trying to tell people, you don't understand. I don't see how life can go back to the little, it was. Why would I want it to? Fuck. It's so much. Why would I assume that they understand what I'm talking about? I've always thought, I have approached almost everything after a point with, well, if I just examine myself, that's why. If I just examine myself, because we're the same. I ask them questions. They say, oh, yeah, I think of this. Oh, yeah, I see this. Oh, yeah, I can do this. No, but they didn't understand the question. They only were able to understand it in the way that they were able to understand, which I don't know how I could ever have known. That's why people's brains have always fucking... It's been a separate universe, and I've just been trying to build wormholes into the motherfuckers and ask the right questions, but with the wrong interpretation and the foundation being I am the same, everything I built was wrong. But I don't know. So now I'm supposed to pretend, though. I feel like I'm supposed to pretend. I don't really want to. Why would I go back? Things are... Why wouldn't? And the fact that they'd want that. I say, what if this was... So this for me, this is an altogether extremely positive discovery on my part that I fucking made. For no compulsion, no reason to. Nobody was telling me to figure this shit out. But I fucking made it. And I bing. And I intelligently pinballed this motherfucker together. And what if it was a negative? What if I got diagnosed with fucking brain cancer? Would people sit with me and watch the depressing shit? They would. They would watch the depressing shit because they felt superior. They weren't the one. Because they could approach that from a vantage point of pity, of superiority, of just higher abilities, even if the ability is just not having your brain fucking be eaten. That's fucked up. But see, I still have the cores, the kernels of what it feels like to have these more selfish thoughts. I still remember the thought. If anything, I remember my thoughts more than anything. Clear as fuck. They're mine. This is me. They're now. They're ever. And if I get enough information, I build an image of what they would be. And then I learn from that. Doesn't matter if it's wrong. Why would I go back? Why won't they sit with me and watch happy shit? Why wouldn't they learn about me being able to do amazing shit? Just fucking plot a goddamn course with timing and fucking... It feels like... I remember when I watched the Sherlock Holmes movie with Robert Downey Jr. And in the beginning of it, they had a fight scene type thing where he walked through and... Well, in another part of the movie, where he had a skill. He could see the equations and the geometry or the physics of movement and planet, and it always felt oddly similar, but I don't like math, so it didn't have any of that. It just had the feeling. It just had the structure, but not the outer. I don't know, but it had it. It does have it. I see it. I just don't see it in numbers. I see it in three-dimensional space. I don't see it as an equation. The equation would be like the recipe to what I see. Yeah. And I plot it up. And I know when to stop. And I know when to speed up. And I know exactly how to speed up. And it doesn't even affect me. And I'm looking all around as I do it. And I was at the mall today and I realized that... Because I watch everybody as I'm walking. And I feel the people behind me and how they fill in. And how I move around. And I feel it. And then it clicks that that's super different. And then I'm watching I'm looking at a menu, and at the same time I'm looking at a menu at a Thai restaurant. At the same time I'm listening to an Aspen Institute fucking lecture last night. Well, at the time, in my head, just a portion of it that really just intrigued me about analyzing. And at that time, I'm looking at the menu. And I'm realizing that I'm thinking this as I look at the menu, just as much focus. And then I realize that I'm analyzing how long I've been aware of my focus as I was... but it's all there. How can I go back to just being told what to do through ads and through herd mentality? How can I talk to people and talk about this stuff And then the first thing they do is they tell me what they think. And all I can do now is ask, what are you basing that on? Well, I think, well, what are you basing that on? How are these my interactions? It doesn't seem right. So now I have to do whatever it takes to find the interactions that do seem right. And I really wanted to take you with. I love you. And who knows? But you keep doing it wrong, and I keep seeing you doing it wrong. And I keep being able to compare it to when you did it wrong, the same. And you said the same thing in defense, and you justified it the same way 2 fucking years ago. But 2 years ago, you were justifying going upstairs or not going upstairs to get a drink. And now you're justifying with the same mentality something more complex and more of a boundary push, but doesn't fucking. It's so. I remember it the same because it's the same. I think I'm always talking to you, though. I wish you were listening.